Okay, so I'm 24 years old. I'll be 25 in December. And about 7 weeks ago, I started to feel sick. Eventually, got diagnosed with ulcerative colitis, and I'm feeling better now. I'm back at work and stuff. But had about 6.5, 7 weeks where I was in bad shape for multiple reasons. A lot of just kind of sidetrack complications came up while I was sick. For those that aren't familiar with the disease, it's sort of I don't know. The symptoms are, if you read them, they look pretty simple and things that most people have experienced, but within the capacity of the disease, they can be pretty intense. So you got stuff like dehydration, fever. You got blood in the stool, lots of diarrhea. You got stomach pains that are pretty tough. Nothing that sounds too bad, but and within the disease, at least within my case, they were pretty intense, especially for the first couple weeks. The first day I was feeling bad. I don't know. I woke up a Saturday morning and just felt terrible. I had to go to the bathroom a lot throughout the morning. Go, bathroom, back to sleep, and it was just bad bowel movements, like painful and just not typical. So it was kind of nasty and whatever. I was like, I didn't think much of it. I thought maybe I ate something bad and I had some kind of food poisoning or something. But I was alright. Kind of. I didn't wake up till like 5 p.m. But I figured it was the weekend. I don't know. I was tired. So the next day, nothing really got better. But again, I thought, it's viral probably, and it will go away. So by Monday, when it still wasn't getting any better, it was getting worse. I was thinking, alright, maybe it's not viral. I don't know. But I'll give it another day, see what happens. So I'm still going, about 20 times a day. Pretty serious, like painful bowel movements. My stomach is like pretty bad pain. I would classify it as excruciating, and I don't use that word very often in terms of pain. So it kind of felt like my stomach was at the point of being so full that it would explode if anything else was in there. But at the same time, like if I tried to eat something, it didn't feel any worse. It felt the same. So eventually, once I figured that out, I tried to start eating something. So I had some degree of energy, but I didn't really realize that till later in the week because I had absolutely no appetite. So Monday went through, nothing really got any better. So Tuesday, I called my dad. He's a doctor, he's a cardiologist. So I called him up just to be like, all right, I've had this for 3.5 days now. I told him my symptoms. I told him how often I had to go. That there was blood in the stool. Sometimes it was just straight blood. It was not. I was not feeling good. Like no energy at all. Completely dehydrated. And he said, I should see a GI doctor. And I was like, all right, that's probably a good idea. So the next day, which was Wednesday, so like 4 days later, I had an appointment with the doctor. Went in and saw him. He said you got colitis, which is inflammation, and said we're gonna have to set up a colonoscopy for Friday. So I was like, all right. He gave me a prescription for that thing, and Thursday I did the whole prep. colonoscopy prep thing. I was already dehydrated, so that really like super dehydrated me for Friday. My system was already cleaned out. I was barely eating anything. So Friday rolled around, and at this point I was pretty bad. Like, I was really dehydrated, and like I didn't have really a lot of strength. I hadn't been eating anything, and I was really weak. So my mom came up to New York. I'm from South Jersey. My mom came up to New York City to sort of take me home after the procedure. So I went back to Jersey afterward. But so she came up. I went in there, did it, and they said, yeah, we went in there, we checked it out, and there's a lot of inflammation. We didn't go too far in because we didn't want to disturb it, because it was pretty bad in there. So they gave me medicine. I mean, they were pretty sure it was ulcerative colitis at that point, and so they started me on prednisone, Asacol. They gave me a couple other antibiotics for just in case it was viral still, even though they pretty much ruled that out. And so I started on the medication, and the first day I took the medication I felt really good. Like, the next day I felt really good. I even played basketball. My uncle he didn't force me to play, but he sort of like, called me a sissy if I didn't play, so I was like, alright, fine. Which I have fun doing, but the next day I felt bad again. I felt bad. So it's sort of like the medicine, I think it was just starting the medicine was like a little bit of a relief. I mean, still everything else was bad, but that one day I felt good.